Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Inglaterra. Hoy el tema es casi en forma de una pregunta abierta. ¿Cuál es su opinión? ¿Ustedes les creen que cuando nosotros describir un problema o cuando nosotros pensar y buscar por una resolución con un problema, pero en nuestra nueva lengua, es posible que por qué nosotros solo tiene un vocabulario muy diferente, por ejemplo un poco más básico que nuestra lengua maternal, que esta forma de pensamiento cambiar nuestra perspectiva con el problema. Esa es la pregunta de hoy. So, hello again from England. The theme of the video today isn't so much a theme as more a question, what we would call a rhetorical question in a sense. Well, it's an open question because I don't have the answer, but I offer this to you as something to think about, and perhaps you'd like to share your thoughts in the comments if you have one. It's thinking that perhaps when we look at problems and we try and describe that problem and we try and describe a solution or a potential solution to the problem, whatever that might be, do you think it is possible that because we only have a limited vocabulary, let's say in our new language, because we only have a limited vocabulary to describe the problem or to describe the solution, is it then possible that because we have to use a more simple or more simplified description or a more simplified explanation, that we might get a different solution or at least a different perspective on the problem than we would have done if we had used all of the vocabulary and all of the fluency that we have in our native language? That's the question for today. It's an interesting thought, no? Because sometimes, and this might be something we've experienced when we're trying to improve our language practice, we come across problems that are difficult to solve. We have difficulties with trying to understand things, difficulties in finding better ways to practice or remember things we need to remember, different ways to navigate the conversations we come up against. You know, what should I say in this situation? And because we're coming at that from a perspective of trying to do this with new words, it's difficult because we expect a fluency in the new language that we don't have yet. It's not the same as our own language because we're trying to learn the new one, and it's difficult. But also because we have to describe situations to make ourselves understood, to try and describe, what's the problem we're trying to fix, the problem we're trying to solve. If we have to do that in the new language, we only have our new language and the limits of that language to describe the problem. And in many cases, it's also the way we answer that problem, the way that we look to solve that problem. We might have to be doing that in our new language. So that might also change how we express our solution. So that's my question for today. Do you agree? Have you noticed a difference in how you solve problems if you have to solve the problem using your new language with the limits that places on you? has that changed the way you describe the problem, the way you look at it, the way that you type of solutions you come up with, compared to a similar problem that you're able to describe, solve in your native language? What do you think? Déjame saber en los comentarios. It's an interesting idea, no? Because perhaps the way that we look at things generally is quite affected by the words, the vocabulary, the language we use to look at it. So having a new language to look at it with might change the type of results we get. That's the question for today. There we are. Have a think about that. Let me know. But for now, we'll say cheerio.